Greetings, Robz here, and here is the beginning of the 2017 Darkside Race Weekend event guide. We're going to go over in detail, a bit by bit, explanation of what I think needs to be said about the guide. And come along for the journey, as it's going to be pretty fun. Alright, here we go. Here we are at the Star Wars Half Marathon, the Dark Side. And right off the bat, you can see there is a Star Wars Half Marathon weather advisory. Central Florida area is anticipated to experience warmer weather than usual. Those participating in the Star Wars Half Marathon, the Darkside race, should plan accordingly for their race. So basically they're telling us that we're going to be getting some heat going, which is nice considering that I ran the marathon in 32 degrees in Florida. It's so great. Anyway, let's continue on. Here we are, Star Wars Half Marathon, the Dark Side. Look, it's an advertisement. Welcome letters, itinerary weekend, champion, we move on from this point. As you can see here on page 5, there's a nice little greeting. Welcome runners, spectators, and fans from this galaxy. Basically greeting us for those that are coming here for the races of the weekend. And basically talks about that the Fridays are 5K and that Saturday there's the 10K. Down here it starts talking about the half and just a basic greeting from the Senior Vice President. On to the weekend itineraries. This has become a standard for the Disney races now. Friday, the 5K starts at 6 a.m. The expos are every day. There's kids races. And then as we move down, the 10K is a little earlier. It's 5:30 in the morning, which is standard for Disney. And then as you go on, it's another 5:30 start for the half marathon on Sunday. There is an award ceremony for those that are good enough to get it. I am not one of them. The event transportation. This is actually fairly important. The weekend transportation is provided from all the resorts, the Shades of Green, and the Swan and Dolphin. That does exclude some of the outside hotels. It does exclude, I don't see that there's anything written for the Four Seasons that's nearby. I would assume they have something. You could probably Uber. It is early in the morning, so there is going to be the transportation issues. Parking is limited. You can park. Just understand that it's now going to be a different course. We'll talk about that in a few bits. But the fact remains is that parking is limited. There's going to be some road closures, and a lot of it's on World Drive, which is a main thoroughfare. Let's read a little bit more about the transportation issues here. Getting to the expo, there's always going to be buses to get to the expo for around there. There's easier ways. As we get into the event transportation area here, just note, there will be no parking at Magic Kingdom Park for the Star Wars 10K and the Star Wars Half. All the parking is at Epcot, and you're going to need to take buses. I don't think they're running the monorail. It doesn't say so here. So it's going to be buses. So Run Disney Health and Fitness Expo, the buses will be running the entire time, and it will bring you from the resorts right to the area. The 5K starts at 4 a.m. I personally recommend you getting on the 4 a.m. because if you get there, you get time to relax, you get time to see the characters. I know some people love every bit of sleep, and so they say from to about 5:30. You don't want to risk that. The race starts at 6. You want to get there early. It says right here, don't board later than 4:30 to make it your crown time. Can you probably make it there if you get on at 5? Possibly. You're running a little close. All right. The Star Wars 10K bus transportation starts at 3:30. They go to the start line. There's other buses for everything else, but for the runners, that's what we mainly worry about. If you have family, there's different buses, as you can tell here, to the Epcot finish line. There is no monorail transportation available, so make sure you get on the bus before 4. The dark side half on Sunday is pretty much the same thing, maybe a little earlier, 3 a.m. Again, you want to get there early so you get the photo opportunities. Just plan accordingly, get some sleep. And again, no monorails. Kind of a bummer, especially if you're staying in a monorail resort. All right, let's move on. Driving directions. I'm going to put this up here just for a few seconds to take a look at it. You can read it on your own. It's public access. But again, this may be going down. It's only on Run Disney for a small amount of time. So I'm going to put it up here for a minute. I'm going to scroll this, and that is it. Here we go up to the Expo hours. Again, I'm going to probably touch a little bit more on this when I have Expo video. They're all fairly similar. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. I've watched a lot of this. Res Runs, Running with Grace, Joyful Miles. Those are great YouTube channels that talk a lot in depth about this stuff. And just extra stuff. In addition, you watch mine, you can watch theirs. I watch theirs. It's good stuff. And the Expo is its own little thing, and I'll touch a little bit more on that later. I'm not going to do it all in the guide right now. Here we go on to page 14, and it's the virtual event bag. Check out your virtual event bag for the 2017 Star Wars Half Marathon, Dark Side, and learn about the great offers. I took a look at it. If you click on it, you come to the screen. It asks you to put in your information. I'm just going to kind of scroll down through the back. You can see there's sandals. There's a little bit of discounts on some booths, some framing, and buy one get one free compression socks, and just a couple of things. Personal training session through Active, free fun pass. So a few things there that you might be interested in. All right, pre-race information. Basically, again, it's telling you the time so you're informed. 6 a.m. runner start. Kids races, 10 a.m., 5:30. This is the same stuff. It's just going over it again. All right. You will get your race bib at the Expo. I showed a video of this in January. It's a pretty streamlined process. There are some long lines sometimes. Basically, this is kind of talking about if you don't have a bib, you're going to get removed. Please don't swap bibs. Please don't do crazy stuff. Just wear your bib, have an ID, pick it up on your own self. You cannot have a friend pick it up for you, even though we would love it if a friend could go to the Expo for us and get it all. And that creates some issues with people with plane issues. If you come in late, you might not be able to get it. Run Disney's pretty good about making accommodations, but you have to get in touch with Run Disney. All right, so gear bag check. They talk about the times here. I don't necessarily think you need a gear bag for the 5 and 10K. Maybe for the half, especially if it's kind of cold. It says it's going to be hot, so maybe you're super sweaty and you just want to get a new shirt or something. It's a good reason. People have no reason for bag check. We move on from there. Here we go with some pre-race information. It's reiterating the fact that the Expo is open at 10 a.m. on all the days, except for Sunday, it looks like here. The Star Wars 5K is at 6 a.m., the 10K is at 5:30, the half is at 5:30. As we scroll down here, it talks about the cheer zones, 5 a.m. They start opening, they clear out the cheer zones at about 10. Make sure that it talks about race bibs. You got to show up yourself. You got to have an ID. Make sure you wear your own bib. No swapping. Just be a good sport. There will be safety pins in there. Timing results, you just talk about the chrono tag on there. It's a standard thing for Run Disney. And then they talk about gear bag checks where you can check your bag with a couple items in there. Again, if you can get away with not needing to check a bag, please do it. It makes everything easier, especially in this race. It's a point-to-point, so they're going to be moving everything from where you check your bag to another area. So even though Disney's awesome, you got to understand there's always a chance for things to get messed up. And I don't think it'll happen, but I'm kind of paranoid. Anyway, 10K and half marathon corrals. Basically, it's talking about how you're going to get dropped off and go to your corral. After you finish, your time is automatically recorded. You just go to gear bag to get your bag if you checked it. If you're unable to finish the race, yeah, the balloon ladies passed you and the bike people got you. You end up on the cart, got injured, couldn't make the pace. They will help you out. They will bring you to the tent, make sure you're all good. The med tent, that is. And most likely, I know that they give the medals out to those that don't finish. They do not give the challenge medals out. All right, let's move on. It's the 5K! Let's take a look at the 5K map. This is the standard Run Disney 5K. You start at the Epcot parking lot. You start trucking, and it is usually dark. And you go through, and they have right over in this area, they have some characters usually. And as you get up here across the road, they don't really show you over here, but this is where the security area is, the cast parking lot, and then you go in underneath test track, and you come out right between Mexico and Norway. It is a standard 5K for Disney. You run over, you do come out through International Gateway, you do that quick right. You usually have a character greeting over here. Pop you in right near the UK pavilion, and then down through into Future World. You hang a left like you're going towards the land. You got to do a little circle right in front of Journey into Your Imagination, the land, and the seas. The living seas with Nemo and friends. And then right out past the Gospel Choir. Boom. 3 miles. Good to go. 5K, not timed. Pretty awesome stuff. The kids races. Page 18. Kids races are awesome. I had my son and my daughter did them in January. My son did the 200-meter dash, and my daughter did the 100-meter dash. They also have a mile run for your kids. They all tend to get the yellow plastic Run Disney medals. It is medals for everything else. It's plastic for the kids for the mile run and the kids races, 5K, 10K, half, and there's no full, but they all get medals. Again, here's the kids races. Basically talking about 200-meter dash, 100-meter dash. There is a 400-meter dash here. And then there's the mile run. It is the Star Wars 10K. It's the race I'm actually running this weekend. It is on Saturday. I will be getting up nice early for that. I will be bringing my gimbal for this race. I am excited. I'm spewing it all out. It's all good. Anyway, let's take a look at the map. It is different, very different. So, as you can tell, you start at the Magic Kingdom parking lot. You start running down World Drive, which is like usually reserved for the halves. You go all the way down. You run past the entrance for Epcot. You go all the way down till you do this curly Q at mile 3. That's a long distance. There's got to be entertainment, but that is a straight shot. Not only is it a straight shot, there's really not a whole lot of hills, so it could be kind of fast for 3 miles. Once you do the curly Q, you'll pop into the Hollywood Studios, just like you did in the marathon. Do a quick run by Tower Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster, down Sunset Boulevard, hang a left at the hat, out the front, and then it's actually one of the most beautiful runs that's on Disney property. It's going to be kind of early, but running down from the studios around the Yacht and Beach Club to Epcot is beautiful. I love it. I'm a little sad that they didn't include the Rest of the World Showcase. That probably would have made it a lot better. But they do include the studios, which is, it's Star Wars. It's got to have some of that in there. All right, and if you take a look over here, it does show you how you run past Tower Terror, and it also shows you the run through Epcot at this time.